inside, thinking about corruption, but it working to die, but serving the tribe, serving the crime. When it didn't go right, it makes me like they see things ain't always what they seem to be. And the reason that we believe is easy to me. And the reason I think the things so easily is by grace of God when it's easy to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, your official introductions for this welterweight championship bout. First, the challenger on the blue corner. He's fighting at 29 years of age. He stands 64 inches tall. Weighted at 76.4 kilograms. There's a record of 2 wins, 2 losses, no draws. Both wins with in the distance. Fighting out of 12 gauge MMA, Ryder. And across the cage in the red corner. This fighter is 31 years of age. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. Weighted at 77 kilograms. There's a record of 4 wins, 2 losses, no draws. Of 4 wins with in the distance. Fighting out of Full Contact Performance Center, Jonno.
Referee Neil on the ball hall, about to get this one underway. It's 5 3-minute rounds and the rage in the cage. Welterweight division, gold on the line. Luke Ryder from 12 gauge MMA in the black and red shorts. Jonno Mears from Full Contact Performance Center in the dark blue. Mears, a guy I've seen a number of times before, a very cool, calm, collected customer. First time seeing Luke Ryder in action. It's Mears starting off with a nice 1-2.
Yeah, Ryder also looks very relaxed, Brad, thus far. Just a few feints there. Goes looking after his man, dips in for the takedown, a little bit telegraphed, and Mears does well. It's kind of got double overs, which is a dangerous thing to try and achieve. Now he pummels that left hand in. Good work from Mears.
Ryder, a lot of experience at this level. A lot of unified amateur fights. Mears trying to get his back off the cage. Pushed back again though by the man from 12 gauge. Smothering start here from Luke Ryder.
Yeah, I like the way Ryder's just driving that knee from the inside of Mears' legs to the cage. Just pinning his man up against it. Now he elects to go on the outside and scores. Good work early on from Luke Ryder. Good cage craft being shown.
Jonno Mears fought Craig Heasley on a previous Rage in the Cage, I believe. Went the distance in a very thrilling fight. He's been in some wars on Full Contact Contender as well. He's got to watch out for the knee here. Ryder looking for the plum clinch. He's got it, but it's Mears pumping the knees up to the midsection.
A nice little bit of dirty boxing on the inside there from Ryder. To say, looking for that plum clinch, a nice shot to the body. As you mentioned, Mears has landed the knees, but without the clinch. Oh, nice little dirty boxing uppercut there from Luke Ryder. Really hurt his man there, I feel.
Mears looking on wobbly legs. Got to be composed here, looks for the takedown. Connects the hands.
Ryder trying to peel the face away.
Mears trying to reap the leg out. Not going to get it from this position. Good takedown defense here from young Luke Ryder.
Yeah, fantastic work from Ryder. As we know, a takedown just so crucial in these amateur rounds, and he's done really well to avoid that. But he's got to be aware of giving up too much positional time. The same time which he enjoyed at the start of the round. He doesn't want to let Mears work here too long.
Mears looking for a single leg, trying to rip his man off the cage, perhaps going for a high crotch. Keeping his options open is the man from Full Contact Performance Center. Incredible amateur squad at FCPC right now under Martin Stapleton. He gets the takedown to close out the round. Ryder immediately back, chasing a single of his own. An action-packed first round there, Dave.
Yeah, extremely difficult again for the judges to score. I mean, it's easy to give it to the guy that was on top at the end of the round, but as we know, the rounds are scored as a whole in MMA, and Luke Ryder, for the positional positions that he gave up towards the end of the round. He did have dominance early on. He was pushing his man up against the cage. I think, Brad, overall, that's an extremely close round to call. I mean, you know, Jonno Mears did secure the takedown at the end, but at times I think he was hurt. A nice bit of dirty boxing earlier on by Luke Ryder. A very, very difficult round to score. I wouldn't like to be in the judge's position.
Well, rather you than me, but we'll put that one down as a pick'em. 4 more rounds to go, so a lot of time for these two amateur mixed martial artists to take it out of our judges' hands.
Yeah, and it's fantastic to see that, Brad. You know, I mean, you mentioned the amateur background of both guys and the experience, and why not? You've got a title fight. Let's see it over 5 3-minute rounds and just be that next stepping stone before the professional ranks for these athletes.
Well, it's 5 3-minute rounds. It's a 15-minute fight, which is the same as a pro non-title fight. I think it's a great step. And now we're seeing the amateur scene develop here in the UK so much. We're seeing guys take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights at unified amateur level.
Yeah.
And it really is producing a very dangerous next generation of professional young mixed martial artists.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, the level, if you look even back 2-3 years ago, the level has just exponentially increased recently. A fantastic place to be in UK amateur martial arts at the moment.
Mears trying a head kick just moments ago. Ryder answering back with a 1-2, goes for a leg kick of his own.
It's difficult to see the height discrepancy between the two, but Ryder seems to me to have a little bit more reach. He's just using his frame a bit better at the moment, and if he can keep using that low kick, I think that's going to be a good weapon for him.
Right hand's landing for both men there. There's a low kick, as you said, Dave. I'd like to see Ryder perhaps tag that onto the end of a nice 1-2 combination. Mears throwing the 1-2. Ryder answering straight back. Fast and furious action here. Ryder trying to cork an uppercut through. Mears is going to be careful with his head low down in that position. Ryder lands a nice knee on the inside.
He's extremely busy in the clinch, Ryder. If he doesn't have the plum, he stays busy with the dirty boxing like we've seen there, going to the body. Excellent work from Luke Ryder, the 12-gauge MMA man, obviously extremely well coached. He's just constantly scoring whenever he's in the clinch.
Really is anybody's game in this clinch position. Both guys having success in terms of grappling and striking in the clinch. Really a very even round so far, Dave. Both guys landing on the feet, both guys doing good work in close.
Yeah, credit to the matchmaking team here at Raid in the Cage, because you know, you're fighting for a title here. The matches should be close, and this is extremely close on paper, and in reality, both guys having time on the clinch, both guys pressing each other up against the cage, and as we say that, Jonno Mears looking to get a takedown, which could be crucial in these close rounds. Ryder just using the sort of Kimura defense, I think, on that side, just trying to strip his man's hand off.
Mears, though, searching for that single leg takedown, trying to rip his man off the cage and down, and he does, but the Kimura's in there.
Yeah, he's
Ryder's closing the guard, trying to get that guard closed, looking to crank some pressure on that far side arm.
The cage could actually be against him here, Brad, and as I say that, the time's also against him.
Mears putting his back on the cage here, great defensive work. He's ripped him free, though.
Oh, the torque on that arm now must be huge. Wow. What an end to the round. Jonno Mears, to his credit, Brad, facially, he never looked too bothered by that submission, but at the end, the torque looked huge, but he just rolled over Jonno Mears. And, you know, as we mentioned already in this bout, the experience of these two guys is really to be seen. And, you know, this wouldn't look out of place in a professional rules contest by any means. Both guys showing excellent skills. But again, another close round. Perhaps a submission attempt at the end might clinch it for Ryder, but, you know, it's anybody's guess. This is a very close bout.
Absolutely, David. As you talked about, the level of these guys is just astounding. You're looking at camps like FCPC, you're looking at camps like 12-gauge MMA. The top-level amateurs at those camps, they're on the same level as novice pros anywhere in the country, perhaps anywhere in Europe. These guys are doing the same amount of training, the same kind of training, the same amount of fitness, the same strength and conditioning. They're fighting under fantastic coaches in Matt Thorpe and Martin Stapleton, and we're seeing the fruits of that labour here tonight at Rage in the Cage 4.
Yeah, invaluable experience. As you mentioned, the likes of Matt Thorpe, and Martin Stapleton have fought all over the country at all levels over a number of years. So you know the guys they're going to put out are going to be extremely solid and ready for action.
Referee Neil Hall gets us underway. Exchange of strikes in the center of the cage. Nice head movement there from Luke Ryder, keeping his man guessing.
He's got to end these combinations on a leg kick though, as you said, Brad. Good duck under there from Jonno Mears, looking for the takedown again.
Mears rips his man off the cage with a single leg. And let's see what the man from FCPC can do with his opponent on his back. Reese staying active from the bottom.
Yeah, Ryder looking to work that knee shield half guard.
Mears has got control of the leg here. He could fall back for an Achilles tendon pull, but leg locks in amateur mixed martial arts not that prevalent. Of course, no twisting locks allowed under the unified amateur rules. And now Ryder again looking for that Kimura gate, using it to get the sweep. Fantastic stuff there from Luke Ryder.
Yeah, he threatened the Kimura and then took Jonno Mears' reaction to it to take top position. Fantastic work there from Ryder. Using
Ryder
that whizzer now, sorry, to stay on top, just using that deep whizzer. But to his credit, Mears, that's fantastic strength, Brad, to reverse that position. Great work.
If there's a word to describe the guys fighting out of FCPC, it is tenacious. Once they've grabbed the leg or grabbed the arm, they will fight for it like dogs, and that's exactly what Jonno Mears is doing here. Ryder back to his feet. Mears still applying the pressure up against the cage. Ryder needs to be careful of that head position. He doesn't want to go down too low. Switching over to the far side. Mears though looking to join the arms for the double. Takes the balance out, gets the double leg takedown, scoops his man down.
A fantastic takedown from Mears, and maybe we're starting to see the beginnings of fatigue setting in on Luke Ryder, because that takedown defense, Brad, is just not the same as it was in those early periods.
Looking slightly more porous now is the takedown defense of Luke Ryder. Jonno Mears looking to capitalize, trying to step over here. Ryder though able to regain the closed guard. Mears looking to create some space, posture up, perhaps rain down some blows. Ryder though doing a good job of keeping his man locked down. Referee Neil Hall requesting more action.
Yeah, he's got a deep overhook on the outside as Luke Ryder, and he's just using that to great effect at the moment. Just not enabling Jonno Mears to get any offense at all. He's took wrist control on the other side now, maybe looking for a triangle.
Those legs snaking upwards, final 10 seconds of the round. It looks like time will be Luke Ryder's enemy if he is indeed going for a submission attack here. And there's the buzzer, Dave. Another interesting round here at Rage in the Cage 4.
Yeah, I think that round should be down for Jonno Mears, and it's the takedown defense is the difference now. I mentioned it previously, and is Ryder starting to feel the pace a little bit, because it's becoming easier and easier for Mears to secure the takedown. The first takedown in that last round was almost just bucking the hips out. He didn't have to work for it too much, whereas in the early periods it was, it was a massive effort over a huge amount of time in the round. So from Jonno Mears, he knows Luke Ryder is now susceptible for the takedown, and from Ryder's point of view, and I'm sure the 12 gauge MMA team are telling him in the corner, listen, you can't clinch with this guy now. You had success with a plum tie clinch early on, but if this guy's getting on your hips now, you can't avoid the takedown. So you need to keep this at range, keep the punches going, get the low kick going, because he has had success on the feet, Ryder, when he's struck.
Seconds out, and we are about to get the championship rounds underway here at Rage in the Cage 4. Luke Ryder, Jonno Mears, welterweight title up for grabs. Brad Wharton and Dave Leatherby calling the action for you here tonight from Stoke-on-Trent. Plenty of action gone, plenty of action still to come. Jonno Mears and Luke Ryder now in the fourth round. Time to see who's got that championship medal. Jumping left hand there from Ryder. Mears answers back with a right low kick. Another one to the calf from Mears, switching up his attack.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see Mears now going with the legs. We haven't seen it much in this bout.
Is Mears switching up his tactics here, or is he just waiting for the opening for the takedown? Tries to close the distance, but he's a couple of strikes in close there from Luke Ryder.
Yeah, Ryder, as soon as there's any sort of clinch, that dirty boxing, the tie clinch, he's throwing strikes. Very well trained. Got to say, Mears, possibly to me, Brad, looks the fresher of the two.
It does appear to be that way. Ryder, though, still very much in the fight. He's corkscrewed that left hand up a couple of times. Goes for the uppercut, countered by Mears. And the straight shots from Jonno Mears looking slightly stiffer than the offense Luke Ryder's throwing out.
Yeah, that's it. You don't want to call the punches lazy because he's...
Oh, big right hand there from Jonno Mears. That's hurt his man. Mears following up with more shots. Left and right hands from the man from FCPC. Ryder still in the fight though.
Has he recovered though, Brad?
Ryder looking wobbly. Can Mears capitalise? Left cross there from Mears. Goes for the takedown instead.
I'm surprised at that, Brad. I think he had Ryder hurt. I'd have liked to see Jonno Mears carrying on the feet there. I was going to say, you don't want to call the punches lazy from Ryder because he's put an incredible amount of effort, but they have become more laboured. He's put an incredible amount of work just avoiding these takedowns and being on the offensive. And again, Mears gets a takedown. Ryder tries to work the wizard to his feet, but just shot back to the feet by Jonno Mears. Good round for Mears, and he's really coming to his own in the later rounds in this fight, Brad.
Mears in top position now, in the full mount.
Looking for the guillotine.
Mount to guillotine, very hard to escape. Instead he postures up. Hard punches from Jonno Mears. He's got his man pinned against the cage. Can he create that distance to land some fight-ending shots? Luke Ryder, though, resilient as ever, retains half guard. And Mears, it seems, content now to just ride that one out. Looked like he could have been in a position to finish that fight there at the end of the fourth, Dave.
Yeah, I think he had Ryder hurt on the feet, and I mentioned that the punches of Ryder are becoming a bit more laboured. I mean, he's absolutely exhausted, and why shouldn't he be? He's put out a tremendous amount of effort in this title fight. It's been a great bout thus far, but Jonno Mears is really coming into his own. I thought he hurt his man on a couple of occasions there. I'm kind of surprised he shot for the takedown, but in terms of the round, Brad, he certainly secured the round. I mean, we mentioned the first few were close. Be interesting to see which way they went on the scorecard, but Mears certainly taken the last two rounds. And I mean, you wouldn't bet against him taking this last round just purely on the fact that he's the much fresher fighter at the moment, Brad. Ryder getting instructions from his corner. It does look visibly exhausted.
It's going to be a very, very interesting fifth round. It could be that Jonno Mears is landsliding this one. It could be that it's 2 rounds all.
Yeah.
It could be that this is the decider. Can Jonno Mears get a finish? Can Luke Ryder come back for the upset? Everything still to play for here at Rage in the Cage for 5th and final round in this welterweight championship bout. Jonno Mears, Luke Ryder. Final 3 minutes and we are underway.
Yeah,
Ryder throwing hands to start this round.
It's good to see Ryder keeping busy and ending the combination on the low kick. Maybe that was the instructions from the corner.
And while it doesn't look like Ryder's got the power to finish this one, perhaps he can rack up some points here with the combinations, Dave.
Yeah, certainly. As you mentioned, Brad, the scorecards could be anywhere. It could be 2-2, it could be 4-0. I mean, it could still be coming down to this last round. You really don't know. And Ryder getting busy on the outside, as he was in the first 2 rounds, could really pay dividends for him.
Ryder throwing out the jab, trying to find his range. 3 shots in quick succession there from Ryder, and he immediately goes back to pumping out that jab. Good work from the man from 12 gauge to start this round, throwing the right cross as well.
Yeah, fantastic heart from Ryder. We mentioned he perhaps looked hurt in the 4th, and he's looked very tired, and now he's just pouring it on in the 5th round. Fantastic work, going low, going high. Just real great cage craft being shown by Luke Ryder. Goes for the low kick again. I mean, he's racking up the points here in this round, Brad.
A lot of support here for Luke Ryder, a partisan crowd. in favour of the man from 12 gauge MMA. Mears has some support in the rafters too. Nice left hand there from Luke Ryder. Corkscrews it up again. Mears with a nice body kick.
Yeah, all apologies to Luke Ryder. I thought cardio-wise the guy might be done, but he's just come out and he's really bossing this final period, Brad. It's hugely impressive.
Well, we're in the championship rounds and sometimes you have to dig deep. You have to pull something out of the bag. Luke Ryder certainly doing that here. Ryder unloading shots. Not much power, but they're all scoring, Dave.
Yeah, they're all scoring. I've got to say, Brad, I mean, what about worthy of the welterweight title here at Rage in the Cage? These two extremely evenly matched, and Luke Ryder looked like the bout was slipping away from him, and now here he is bossing things in this round.
Oh, whoever takes home the big gold belt will be a worthy champion here tonight, that's for sure. Ryder now walking his man back up against the cage, unleashing shots. Mears needs to do something here. He's got to fire back. He's got to look for that counter punch. Stinging leg kick there from Ryder. Turning it up to 11 in this final round.
Beautiful work from Ryder in this final round.
Final 10 seconds and Jonno Mears' output appears to be stunted at this point in the fight. Are we going to get a big finish? Another jab from Ryder. A right hand. Mears looks for the takedown, lands a knee, and that's all she wrote. Unbelievable finish.
Fantastic title bout here. Extremely evenly matched. And as you mentioned, Brad, very astutely at the start of the fifth, we could be going into the fifth at any scoreline. So, you know, which way this goes is anybody's guess. It really is. And, you know, you wouldn't disagree with either guy winning because they both showed a lot of skills. Early on it was a takedown, the Mears. Later on, the striking of Luke Ryder. I mean, both guys have put on a fantastic performance in this welterweight title bout.
Well, just a few moments time, we're going to have one very worthy champion and a runner-up who will certainly have no reason to be ashamed about his performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of championship action, we go to the judges' scorecards. The judges score this for you winner by way of unanimous decision and new welterweight champion in our red corner, Jonno Mears.
Jonno Mears takes the win and is the new Rage in the Cage welterweight champion. A worthy champion. And a proud runner-up in Luke Ryder. Incredible fight here at Rage in the Cage 4.